Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, we've got some new information to talk to you guys about today regarding what could be next for Grand Theft Auto Online and how the timeline is going to work based off of what Rockstar has given us so far. So, as you guys know, yesterday we got a brand new vehicle that was added into Grand Theft Auto Online. It was the Pegasi Fcr 1000 motorcycle. We also got a new adversary mode vehicle Vendetta, some GTA Online bonuses, and it started a new event week. And for a couple reasons, this was kind of weird. Number one, it happened on a Monday, which we almost rarely never see Rockstar do. A lot of you guys ask me to predict when Rockstar is going to be releasing things, but more frequently that has been harder and harder just because of their patterns and the way they've been doing things have really not been a pattern at all. They've been totally different. So it was released on a Monday, and that was kind of odd. But also, as we'll get into in a little bit, the events of the things occurring inside this week are also kind of strange as well. So we've got to talk about all of that info in today's video. So let's not waste any more time and let's get it started. Now, the first thing we obviously need to mention, and if you haven't turned on GTA 5 today or you were not aware, the snow is now gone. That's right. So the snow is gone from Los Santos and it won't be returning for a long time, probably like 350 days until it maybe returns again. We don't know the fate of the Christmas 2017 DLC, especially with the pending release of Red Dead Redemption 2 coming out sometime in fall of 2017. So, was this the last time we saw snow in Grand Theft Auto Online? That would be a little bit shocking to me, but also if Rockstar totally shifts their focus to Red Dead Redemption 2 and stops providing updates to online, then yeah, Christmas 2017 might not necessarily happen, and this might be the last time we experience snow. So it is no longer in the game. I'm sure there's going to be some people that say, well, wait, it's still in my game. Well, if that's the case, then you must have like left your console on or left your PC on, because if you join a new lobby or if your tunables are updated, which they were today, then snow will be removed from the game, as well as the opportunity to unlock firework launchers and the special rare t-shirts and firework rounds. So I'm sure to many of you guys, this is great news because you aren't exactly the biggest fans of the snow. But for some of you guys, this might be very sad because you did enjoy the wintry snowfall that really only does occur for a couple days every year. And like I said, it might not be back. And even if it is back, it's going to be a long, long time. So say goodbye to the snow, and let's hope that we get to see it again sometime very soon. Now, let's move on to what I want to talk about next, and that is the two remaining vehicles that are left. So as I mentioned earlier, yesterday Rockstar released the Pegasi Fcr 1000 bike. They call it every bike to every man, old school, no frills engineering. And I think it's an okay bike. You know, I don't love it. I don't hate it. I think the customization on the custom variant is incredibly cool, and I really, really like that. You might love it, but at the end of the day, it's still pretty cheap. But regardless, what this has actually told us is it confirms the release pattern of the next set of vehicles. So do you guys remember this image right here? This was actually from my good friend Foxy Snaps, and it shows Benny's website with the three, well, I guess at this point, two remaining unreleased vehicles. And you can see on the far right was the Pegasi Fcr 1000, in the middle was the Progen Itali GTB, and on the far left was the Debauchee Spector, indicating that the release pattern would have been Fcr 1000, Progen Itali GTB, and then finally, last but not least, the Debauchee Spector. And FunMW2 has even confirmed that that order is now correct, and he says the order of the website is correct. Next up is the Itali GTB, and finally with the Spector. So for me, that's actually pretty cool because the remaining two vehicles I am beyond hyped for. Obviously, we don't have a lot of Progen vehicles in the game. Itali GTB looks, sounds, feels, and is pretty amazing. And then the Debauchee Spector, another really awesome sports car. Kind of reminds me of like a James Bond style feel with some amazing customization. So I am so hyped for the remaining two vehicles. That is going to be really, really awesome. However, this begs the all-important question, well, when are those going to be releasing? And in order to get a better idea of when those are going to be releasing, we have to look at when Rockstar are going to have to update the tunables next. So the next time in which Rockstar is going to have to update the tunables will be on January 9th. So the reason they're going to have to do that on January 9th is because that is the last day of the festive surprise content. That's when the seasonally themed sweaters, hats, masks, Santa outfits, festive clothing, the Christmas trees are going to be disappearing. They're only available through January 9th. And January 9th is a Monday, which means that it's likely the tunables will update sometime on Tuesday, January 10th. And if I had to take a guess, that's when I would say we would be getting the next vehicle, and that, in my opinion, is going to be the Itali GTB and its custom variant that you can actually turn it into. So that would be pretty cool right there. So if that theory is correct, that would be when the first vehicle is going to be releasing, and then we have to look at when the second vehicle could possibly be releasing, and that would be the Debauchee Spector. Now, yesterday, Rockstar updated their newswire, and this is when things kind of get a little confusing. So they stated that the double money and RP opportunities for Vehicle Vendetta is going to be going on through January 17th. However, some of the other bonuses and discounts are only lasting through January 16th. So that's kind of interesting. January 16th is a Monday, but January 17th is a Tuesday. So that means that the tunables could update for the Spector on either the 17th or the 18th. My guess is that it would still be on the 17th, and then on the 18th, they would just turn off the double money and RP for the new adversary mode Vehicle Vendetta. So that is going to be my first theory, is that we receive the Itali GTB on January 10th, and then we're going to receive the Debauchee Spector on January 17th, which is going to lead to a pretty amazing month of new content and obviously brand new vehicles. However, obviously none of that has been confirmed, and there is one thing that has me interested in why that theory might not be the case, and it's Rockstar's description of the way that they're going to be releasing the new cars. They said, and keep your eyes open throughout the holiday season for more special vehicle inventory updates at Benny's as a part of Grand Theft Auto Online import and export. So to Rockstar, the festive surprise 2016 is ending on January 9th. So does that mean within the next really 6 days, they're going to try and add 2 additional vehicles into the game? That would be really surprising to me, especially just because yesterday they added the new motorcycle into the game, the FCR 1000. So that would mean in the span of really 6 days, they would add 3 vehicles. To me, that wouldn't make sense. But again, that's their wording on the newswire. Maybe they consider the holiday season is longer than January 9th, or maybe they were only talking about a handful of the vehicles coming out at Benny's as a part of the holiday update. So again, kind of interesting with the wording there, but I do believe that we are going to be getting them on my first theory, where we got a vehicle this week, we'll get one next week, and then the week after that, which really does indicate that we're going to have an awesome month of January filled with some pretty amazing content that is going to be coming out in Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, what this also does indicate is that it's likely we are not going to be getting a new DLC in the month of January, and we might not even get one in the month of February either. So January is kind of out the window just because of we're already getting unreleased content. So I think it would be really hard pressed for Rockstar to do another update. And keep in mind that February is a really short month. So we might receive a teaser for the next update in February, but I would highly doubt it if we received a new one, which kind of sets our sights on March for when we would receive the next update. But also, something that is interesting, what about Valentine's Day? Is Rockstar going to be doing a new Valentine's Day DLC, or are they just going to add the old content back into the game? Because if there's no new DLC, that means there's no way they could get any new content into the game, which would mean nothing new for Valentine's Day. Now, I know that's kind of a small holiday, and at this point, Rockstar has already done a lot of those updates, but I know there's a lot of people that are huge fans of the content that Rockstar releases with that kind of update. So to many, that might come as a disappointment. Now, there is always the chance that Rockstar does what they did in 2016 in January, which is add like a surprise update at the end of the month just so they could get more Valentine's Day content. But to me, that would be really shocking because in 2016/2015, executives and other criminals did not last into the month of January. It ended in December. So again, that would be a real shock to me. But as far as what's on the horizon up next, expect a new car next week and then one the week after that in the order of a Tally GTB. And then we're going to be getting the Debauchee Spector. So as always, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments section down below. Of the remaining vehicles, the Spector or the Tally GTB, which one are you the most hyped for? Again, it's 4 total cars, even though only 2 new ones are added into the game. So still, that has me very, very excited. Also, what do you think of the future? Do you think we're getting an update in January, February, or March? Let me know what you think about that. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.